First and foremost, Darren, thanks ever so much indeed for sparing some time today to talk with us about your experiences with Martec. And I understand you were introduced to the brand in the very, very early days. When was that, and what sort of programs were you involved with us at that time, Darren?
I guess it must have been in early 2000s. I got involved with Martec through HROing when I worked with them. HROing used yourselves, and I became part of HROing in that period. And yeah, we used Martec to help us train and guide sales execs or new sales execs through the early days of their learning curve onto selling cars in a professional way.
Brilliant stuff. And that would have been the telephone program, presumably you guys had. Did you have the desk in the showroom with the recording device and we use the word script now, but the plan to how to handle a call, and also the inquiry process in terms of the diaries and the planners and things like that? Was that the program you adopted?
Yeah, to help with lead management and ensure that we captured everything effectively and made sure that when we did, the guys and girls were equipped to deal with those inquiries in the most effective manner possible. The industry's changed somewhat now, but it still is the case very often, too often in fact, whereby someone's given a desk and a phone and kind of left to their own devices. And, clearly that's an ineffective way and an unprofessional way in which to deal with customers. So, Martec helped that process greatly to ensure that we didn't fall into that trap.
You went through the HRO days you mentioned there, and I think further on after that you obviously created the Spire businesses, the Audi businesses, in and around sort of M25, wasn't it? And I think you took in the services of Martec at that point, didn't you, for a similar kind of thing, or did you add some extra bits to that at that time?
That was 2006, and we used Martec to help again, the new guys and girls on the ground, and experienced people, that were hit a dry patch or struggling a little bit or needed some assistance to try and revitalise their skill set to ensure they dealt with customers in the right and proper way. So we used the coaching sessions in-house to go through calls and give critique and feedback to ensure that everybody got the best they could possibly do.
You had the training and coaching essentially to help improve the skills and behaviours of the people that were handling telephony, of course, and inquiries, but at the same time you had the critiquing piece, which was the bit that analyses that output, analyses that intelligence, and gives your management team the understanding of how to drive the performance. So did you find some of your businesses, of course, in that period of time, certainly when you moved into the Spire arena, that you saw some of the uplift in performance and improvements in those individuals, and of course overall performance in terms of sales?
Yeah, very much. Yeah, and and a lot of that depended on the the engagement from both parties in that process, because a lot of the people on the ground were sometimes reluctant to get involved in that training process because they hadn't been through it before and it was all new. And okay, they did role plays on various courses with a manufacturer or OEM where they'd pretend to sell a car to a pretend customer, but never had they been critiqued on their own telephone call, their own voice speaking to a real life customer, a real life situation. That's a much richer form of training and coaching than a kind of sterile environment, if you like.